Childhood Cancer Perspective. Thank you so much for sticking with me this long, as I appreciate all of you continuing to support my mission in getting out the information from the inside's perspective, from a parent's perspective, about how childhood cancer affects the entire family. This week, I want to talk about a topic that I may have touched on in the past, but recently it has come to light a little bit more, and I want to give you more of an inside look about how we treat or how we talk about and how we feel about being diagnosed with cancer, our daughter being diagnosed, as well as the life during and the life after. And after diagnosis, and then through the unfortunate passing of our daughter, or so many children out there, how we tend to look at it as parents. I've written down some notes. Um, there's a lot of different ways that we can describe childhood cancer, and we can describe the journey. Now, journey is one word. Journey is a word that actually my wife hates. She does not like it when I call that, because a journey makes it seem like it's something fun. It's something adventurous that you're going on. And the journey, or a journey, especially the childhood cancer journey, it is not something that really describes the way that we feel, or the way that we act, the way that we respond, because it's not a fun time. It's not an adventurous time. It's not anything short of a battle. It's not anything short of a battle of odds that are thrown against you, and you have to keep fighting every single day to beat those odds. So we're going to take that word journey and we're going to dump it in the trash, because it does not accurately describe the way that we treat this ride. Another word, or my wife likes to use the word shit show, and that makes so much sense, because it is an absolute shit show, for lack of a better way to put it, and it's hard to describe it. But it's the problem is the world is coming at you at 100 miles an hour, and you have to get out of the way. But your feet are planted in the ground, and you can't move them. Therefore, there's no way to get out of the way of this shit show. There's no way for you to dodge any of the bullets that are coming at you, to dodge the life that's coming at you so fast. There's no way to. So, describing it as a journey makes it seem like, oh, it's something fun. But describing it as a shit show makes people understand that it is not anything that is an exciting time. It's not anything that's a smiling time. It takes all of those commercials off the TV and it wipes your ass with them, because it is not a fun time. Specifically, a comment that we've seen, and at the end of last year, so we're only 3 days in, but the end of last year, a certain company, a certain organization, of which I have told you that I support 100%. I support what they do. I support their efforts. But in the last week, the last month of the year, all of these organizations, not just them, but all the organizations for every single cause, pushed really hard to get those end of the year donations, those end of the year push to get that money to come in, so that you could get the ultimate tax write-off, and they could get the ultimate benefit of being able to do the positive things that they say they're going to do with that money. And I have no doubt that they're going to do positive things. But one comment on that commercial is from a father, and he talks about how his daughter was so happy when she got to go to the hospital, because that was her happy place. That was her home. And that is a fucking lie. She may be happy because the people there treat her amazingly. She may be happy there because they give her toys and gifts every single time she's there, for merely sitting still and having the doctors test you or talk to you, merely showing up. But I guarantee that's not her happy place. That's just a fucking lie. And someone from the inside, someone who has seen your daughter go to these hospitals, go to these doctor visits, be confined to a wheelchair, getting poked and stuck and put under anesthesia, and going through MRIs and CTs, going through all of these different tests, and knowing that that's what's coming when you're going to the hospital, knowing that you're going to go there, and during chemo times you're going to feel like shit. You're going to feel sick, you're going to feel nauseous, you're going to feel you can't feel your legs, they're not going to work right, your piss is going to be a different color. That right there tells me hardcore. Okay, there's a difference between the truth. There's a difference between shedding or putting a mask over what is really truly happening. Your daughter may be happy because she's going there, simply because of the experiences of having the people, like I said, treat her like she's a princess, treat her like she's a queen, treat her like she's a true warrior, which is true. And she may get gifts, and she may go in there, and she may actually feel better sometimes after getting there. But I guarantee it's not her happy place. And I find that absolutely appalling to see that, and to see that commercial over and over again, when I know goddamn good and well the one place these kids do not want to be is in the hospital. So I call bullshit on that entire campaign. But another thing that we like to call this is a fucking train wreck. This right here, this episode's not going to be safe for kids, guys. I'm telling you right now. It is a train wreck. Going through a cancer diagnosis, number one, from the very beginning, it takes months and months, generally speaking, even longer than that sometimes, in order to get that diagnosis because the doctors are not looking for that. Unless you're showing 100% signs and symptoms of what can only be explained by some type of cancer, they are looking for every other option before it's going to be finally diagnosed, or there's going to be some type of test or biopsy that's going to prove what it actually is. They're going to be looking for everything else first. For JC, it was months. It was months and months of being told that she had constipation and that there was, when that passed, that she would feel better, everything was going to be good. Everything was treated as gastrointestinal. We actually had an appointment to go see a gastroenterologist weeks after she was diagnosed. It was already set in the books, and of course we canceled that because we didn't need it. But it was treated as if it was a gastrointestinal issue. That girl was pumped with so much damn laxative that it should have put a horse down, and it didn't do a damn thing. It wasn't until the miraculous turning in of her eyeball one day when she's just looking straight at you that it was realized we need to do something now. We need to get it figured out. That's when we were able to figure out what was going on. We were able to figure out the signs and symptoms and put the pieces together to realize that this is what was actually happening. And you can always look back on it. You can look back on all of the trials and tribulations of going through the testing and the diagnosis and the leading up to things and all that kind of stuff. We can go through all of that and realize if we looked back, yeah, we could have just diagnosed it right off the bat. We could have just said it was this, but no doctor is going to do that. I'm not blaming doctors. I'm not blaming the medical system. But what I am saying is that the medical system is taught um, to look not for that the single solitary rare case. They're told to look to the most obvious answer. The rare case comes later. It sucks because it means so many children either go misdiagnosed or undiagnosed for so long that that cancer has a chance to breed and grow and really do a lot of damage before it's actually caught, and then you can get into some type of treatment plan. And then the whole treatment plan situation is so misconstrued because there's no general protocols. Even for a much more common like a leukemia, which again, anybody out there, if you've ever heard them say that's the easy cancer, they're an idiot. That's just flat out what it is. There is no easy cancer. But cancers that are more common, like leukemia, might have protocols that are set aside because these have been proven to work in certain cases. When you get into the more rare types of cancers or the rare um, branches of different types of cancers, there is nothing. It is really a throw a dart at a wall and see what happens. And that is all more reason why this can be described, this journey, which again, like I said, my wife hates that word and I can understand it, can be described more as a train wreck because it is, everything goes off the rails. There's nothing that's going to stay smooth and steady. That train ride is not going to be a smooth and steady ride. Okay, it is going to be like the movie Speed. We're going to be going through tunnels, we're going to be rolling over, we're going to be crashing through things, we're going to be blowing up. Everything is going to happen along the way because cancer diagnosis and cancer treatments are not standard protocol, they're not standard medical care, and they suck. Okay, what these treatments and what this diagnosis, what this disease, all in one, what it does to a person is absolutely horrific to watch. It is a train wreck. And unfortunately, for the people that are in my position, the people that have watched their children go through this, watched their children battle this every single day, every single night, watched their children go through so much, from feeding tubes to all the testing to being sick all the time and not knowing why, to feeling like it's their fault, to going through stem cell transplants, going through stays in the hospital that are almost 2 months long, going through all, and more than that. I think we were on the low end in comparison to what a lot of these kids go through. Going through all this as a parent and watching your child do this and then having them not survive at the end, I think is more of a kick in the gut because you've done everything that you possibly could. You have tried everything you could to make it better, to fix. what is wrong, to fix what is harming your child. You've done all of that, and it didn't work in the end. So, just like much like a train wreck, there are so many safety protocols put in place, so many different ways that a train ride can be safe, and that the transporting items can be taken care of, and making sure that there's never a derailment, making sure there's never any type of spills, any type of accidents. There are fail safes on top of fail safes on top of fail safes. But for cancer diagnosis and a cancer treatment, there are no fail safe. There's nothing to fall back on. You will follow the plans of either the private protocol through modern medicine, integrative medicine, whatever type of therapies you choose to put your child through, and approve for your child to be put through. You're taking a risk. You're taking a risk that it's going to get worse. You're taking a risk it's not going to work at all. You're taking a risk that your child will not survive. But as a parent, we know that we will do anything in our power. And if there's even a small percent chance, we're going to take it. We're going to make every single effort. But it is a fucking train wreck. It is a fucking car wreck that you cannot, that you shouldn't survive, because it's so harsh and it's so detrimental to the body. It's so detrimental to your psyche. It's so detrimental to a family. It's detrimental to a community. This cancer diagnosis is the most horrible thing that I could ever think could happen to a family and a small child, a child that just deserves to be out there having a good time. And what this breeds about in your life, if you're going through this as either a cancer parent where your child is still fighting, where your child has survived, where your child is cancer free, or you're going through it with a child that has fought and has passed, the way that people act around you, the way that people that respond to you, treat you, talk to you, look at you, is all different, and it all changes from day one. Day one is is during the treatments, during the diagnosis, it is support, it is love, it is hugs, it is kind messages, it is prayers, it is phone calls, it is everybody on your side, in your corner. It is the schools, it is the community, the police departments, the fire departments. They're there. They're in your community. They're there waiting to take you in with open arms and show you that they are going to make sure that you are okay, your family's okay, and by God, they're going to make sure that you know that you're supported, that you're loved and you're supported. You go through this as a cancer parent whose child does not make it. The way people act around you is 100% different, and 100% different from the day that your child passes, from the day of the funeral, the day of the services. The way people act, the way people respond, treat you, and talk to you, look at you, will all change. It will all change. Because what my wife has called this, and I've listened to her talk about this, and I've often kind of fought it off because I don't want to feel that way. I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and that kind of bites me in the ass a lot. But I try to give people that opportunity to really prove themselves to me. And everybody's given a chance with me until you ruin it. And then once that happens, you're done. I don't do forgiveness. So my wife often likes to say that people will stay around, and people will stay around in the beginning, and they will go through the train wreck and the shit show. They'll stay around because they're interested in watching the freak show. Not calling your child a freak show. They're saying that the family and the battle and everything you're going through, the media coverage, the parades, everything, it turns you into this freak show, this circus act, and everybody wants to stay around and watch it. And for years I have fought it off. For years I have fought that off and said, no, that's not what's happening. People just don't understand. They don't understand how to communicate how they're feeling. So their best idea is just to leave and go away. But now as we enter the third year without JC here with us, where she should be, and we are facing insurmountable odds of trying to get things changed in her honor, and changed in her friend's honor, and changed in all these kids' honors that have not made it past this battle, have not survived these treatments and this diagnosis. And for those that will still be fighting, and those that will be diagnosed in the future, trying to make this change. I've come to terms with the fact that yes, a lot of people probably stuck around and a lot of people were in our corner because they wanted to say that they were a part of something. They wanted to say, yeah, we dropped off meals, we dropped off food, we dropped off flowers, we were there for you. We were there for you. And then they can go on and say, well, you know what? When our friend was going through this, we were there for them. We did all this for them. It's recognition for people. And it's a shame because we don't want the recognition. We've been on the news. Hell, we were just on the news last week. We've been on the news with our family, with our organization, with fundraising efforts that we've done, things like that. And it's not for recognition. It's because we want more eyes on our kids, on this disease, on the horrible lack of funding and interest that our government, our states have in pediatric cancer. That's all we want. We don't want recognition. I don't need a damn participation ribbon. I don't need any of that because I don't want to be a part of this community. Nobody does. But now, when you're thrust into it, you will go to the ends of the earth for any of these people. I will go scorched earth, as I've said many times, for any of these families because they deserve it. Our daughter did not make it through this. She won her fight, okay? But she did not make it through these treatments and this disease. And we don't have her here with us right now. But so many people, they were around us. They were here. They supported us. I got phone calls and text messages of people I never even met. People that I still don't know who they were. They got my phone number and sent me messages, sent us cards in the mail, sent flowers to the house. Were all there for us. And then all of a sudden, once JC passed, and once the funeral services were over, and once all of that, all the dust settled on all of that, we just became that freak show family that nobody wanted to be around, that nobody wanted to talk to. We have lost so many friends, that some even family, because of this. Because either they don't understand how to talk to you or look at you the same. Now you're always damaged goods. They don't understand how to talk to you or to treat you. So the best thing that they could come up with is just walk away. Walk away. Now, we look at that as a disgusting way of doing things because no matter what, whether your child survives or passes in this type of disease in this community, the support is always needed. We always need to have that support. We always need to have people there for us. I will always be there for the families. I will always be there for the people that need it the most. Listen, obviously, we can as a family relate to some people in this community in a different way because we lost our child. So we can communicate and relate to people in that side of this community. And even the people that are going through the battle now or newly diagnosed, we can also relate to them because we understand their fears and what they're going through. We understand what they're up against. We understand the odds. We understand everything they're feeling. And we can be there to comfort them and support them and let them know, listen, there may be people in your life, in all reality, that are going to walk away. And if God forbid, your child does not survive, there will be people that just disappear. And it sucks. Because we need it the most probably at that moment. We need that support at that moment. And, this shit show, the train wreck, a car accident, whatever, everybody, the circus freaks, okay, the freak show, whatever you want to call it, and it seems like the most detrimental things to say, but whatever it is, that's how we're treated. That's how us as families are treated, and that's how we feel. Because you look at us, you can't help when we're walking down the street if we have our kids with us, when we're even when we're at the hospital or when we're on the news and you see our child without their hair, our child not looking like themselves, looking weak, looking frail, or even looking puffy because of certain types of drugs. They're looking different. They look sick. And we're looked at. There's the rubberneckers, okay? The people that you want to say, here, take a picture. It'll last you a lot longer. We are looked at in that light. And it's unfortunate because so many people could be helped and could be supported in a much better way. But it goes a different way too. When your child passes, a lot of people will take the road of always crying when they're near you, or always uh, giving you their prayers, or giving you their insight, giving you their thoughts um, about your child that has passed. And as opposed to just treating you like a person, you don't always have to be the parent whose child passed away from cancer. You are still the parent. You are still a person, a human being. You're not just defined by that. Even if you are a staunch advocate like me, if you are a podcast host, if you are a social media influencer, if you want to give me that title, if you want to be someone that is stomping the halls of Congress to try to make a difference, I'm still just a person. I'm still a dad. I'm still a husband. I'm still a father. I'm still a community member. I'm all of these things. I don't have to just be the parent that lost a child to cancer, but all too often that's all people see. And they continue to remind us as if we need that we lost a child. They continue to remind us of our pain and our grief. Instead of trying to just support us when we need it, instead of just trying to be there for us, trying to offer what you can, but not always making it about the fact that you lost a child. And I think that's the major problem here. The major problem is that we have to always constantly be reminded, as if people in our circle have to keep the shit show, keep the freak show going. Oh, here comes so and so. You know, the parent, yeah, they lost their kid to cancer. Oh, yeah, you remember that person? Yeah, remember? Yeah, oh, here she comes. Everybody, let's try to be nice to her today. No, treat us like people. I'm telling you right now, if you're listening to this podcast and I'm hoping, but if you're one of those people that you feel like you have a parent, you have a friend of yours that has lost a child, or even if has a child that's still going through this, they don't always have to be defined by what they're currently battling, or what their children are battling, or what or facing the worst time of their life. They don't have to be defined by that. As a matter of fact, we've told people, just treat us like normal. If we want to let you know that we're doing really bad, or we're having a bad day, or we need help, or we need support, we will let you know. We will absolutely put that out there. I talked about this in another episode. I said that parents of this in this community are the best at putting up walls. We're the best at only showing you what we feel like you deserve to see or need to see. So if we're having a bad day, if we're having a rough time, for us, yeah, holidays suck. Okay? Other monumental times in our older children's lives that are going through, that our baby JC will never go through. Those are hard times. Next month, she would have had a birthday. She will never get that birthday now. But that doesn't mean and that day will be hard. It'll be terrible. And I suggest, if you know somebody that's going through this and their child was lost to cancer, absolutely. Just reach out to people, but talk to them like normal. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Are you okay? Do you need anything? Okay. Not, hey, I'm so sorry. This must be a really hard day. I know you've lost your child and it's really rough. They would have been really happy. No, because you understand that although those may be meaningful words and those may be genuine from your heart, we don't always have to be constantly reminded as parents of what we've gone through. If we want to talk about these things, it is okay for you to reach out and check on people. It is okay for you to talk about their child. I'll talk about JC until I'm blue in the face. As a matter of fact, we talk about her all the time in this house, and we laugh of all the things that she loved to do, all the things that she would have done, all the things that used to make her smile and happy, and we do that all the time, and that's okay. But we don't always need to be constantly reminded. We are so often, like I said, just pictured as a broken family that needs saving, or that needs uh, I don't know, and we need retribution on the medical world. And the fact of the matter is, yes, we go through phases, and we went through a really strong phase in the first couple of months after JC passed, that we were really, really angry at the medical system, at the hospital, at the doctors, at the treatments, at all this stuff. And we're still not happy about all of it. I still think there could be changes that could have been done that may have made a difference. But we'll never know that. And even if we had that opportunity to go back and change everything, how do we know if it would have made a difference? We don't. We went through all that time of being so angry, and we don't want to be angry anymore. I want to turn everything that we've faced into something positive for other people. I don't want other people to have to face what we've gone through or what we're still going through and will always go through. Like I said, yes, we are broken. We are not okay. That was the episode last week. But what I'm telling you is that we are still people. We're still human beings. We're still the same people we were, just we've got things that happened in our lives that forever changed us. But we're still people. We're still your friends. We're still your family. We're still your coworkers, your neighbors. We're still the same people. You can treat us the same. It sucks to have to go through life every single day with the knowledge and the feeling of what we went through and what we faced in those last final moments and seconds of JC's life in the entire 520 days that we went through with her. There's still, it's horrible to have to get up and have that feeling every single day that it's another day without her. It's another year, another holiday, another birthday without her here. But it is even harder to face those days every single day when everybody treats us we're we're contagious. Everybody treats us like you can't talk to us because you're afraid that it may rub off on you, or you can't talk to us because you don't know how to speak to people who have had great tragedies in their life. Let's be completely honest. Losing a child, I think, is the worst thing that you can face on this planet when it comes to being a parent. I think losing a child is the worst thing. I don't think you'll ever be able to sway me into anything different. Losing your child, especially very young, and especially so tragically, is not something that you will ever recover from. But we're still the same people, and we deserve to be treated like we're the same people. And it's like I said, but it's very hard to get up every single day and face all that. But it's even harder to get up every single day and face all that without all the people in your life that said that they will always be there for you, or the people that you thought would always be there for you just simply because of the way that um, they treated you or the way you interacted with them before all of this happened. Neighbors, family, friends, coworkers, all this. So many people have been either intentionally or unintentionally purged from our life and from our circle, and we're very selective about the people that we let into our life and into our circle, because it is a very protected group of people. And it is a very protected group of people because those are the ones that we feel are there for the right reasons, are there for genuine reasons, because either they want to help, they want to be a part of what we're doing, or they genuinely feel like we could use their support or just their friendship. And it doesn't, and like I said, the best friends that we have are the ones that we don't have to center around cancer. The ones that either have, that may have faced it, may have had the worst feelings like us and lost a child, but they understand we don't have to center our relationship on that. We can actually laugh and it's okay. We can actually have fun and we can go out and we can talk and we can do stupid things on social media and just smile and have a good time, all well knowing that that support will never waver. Those are the people that we allow into our circle, allow into our life, allow to see a part of us that we don't show to everybody. And that is a very, if you're part of it, you should feel privileged, because like I said, we don't let people in if we don't feel like you can, if you're supporting us for the right reasons. But at the same time, losing all those people, losing all that support is something that you just can't shake. You can't get over. And it's very hard because we felt like just these, I don't want to say that you know what, the worst way to put it, and I'm going to put it because it makes, it's the easiest for you guys to understand, or anybody to understand, is that we felt like celebrities. when JC was diagnosed, because so many people wanted to be in our corner. So many people wanted to be there. They wanted to take pictures and videos and put us on the news and have parades and celebrate us in her school, and uh, they wanted to make sure that they kept her legacy alive, and they wanted to do all this stuff for us, and we loved it, and we appreciate it to this day. No matter what, we appreciate all of it because we know that it meant so much to us, but it meant so much to her, and that's all we cared about. It wasn't about recognition. But I would give an estimate of more than 90% of those same people that said that they were in our corner no matter what. No matter what, they would always be there for us. Some people that called us or texted us every single day or messaged every day to make sure we were okay, to make sure she was okay. And after she passed, for a very short amount of time, always said, hey, I'm not going to be the one that leaves. We'll be here no matter what. They're gone. They are gone. And if I had to go back and look at messages, I could give you time frames of years since people have talked to us. And it's a shame. It really is a shame because I feel like the amount of people that walked away would give our voices so much power to make a change faster and easier in this state and in this country for these kids that are all too often left behind. So I want you to take that away and understand that that train wreck, shit show, car wreck, whatever you want to call it, that is all the time how we felt. And I pushed it off for so long. I gave people so much rope, and they did exactly what you think they would with it. And I pushed it off and pushed it off, but I'm here now to tell you that's exactly how people viewed us, and that's exactly how people treated us. And it sucks because there's so much more that we have to offer than just that diagnosis. We have so much more that we're doing now. We have two other children that are going to do amazing things. And I can't wait to see what they do. But it's just a shame because there's so many people that won't be there to congratulate them or won't be in their corner or won't be in there to see the amazing things they do because they chose to walk away when it got tough. They chose to walk away when the show was over, when the circus left the town. They chose to walk away when that happened. I'm sorry this has been a lot more of a hard-hitting episode. There's been a lot of things going on lately. It's a brand new year. We're getting in, like I said, into the third year without JC, and it's not an easy time. It's very hard to know that she's not here. Very hard to know that there are some pretty monumental things coming up in the next few months, and she's not going to be here to witness those. Pretty monumental things that are happening with our other two daughters that she won't get to witness. And hopefully soon we'll be able to get some things off the ground to have JC's name finally etched into the stone of Wisconsin and etched into law, into bills that will push to make pediatric cancer a fucking priority in this state and a fucking priority in this country. I am too damn tired of it not being a priority. I am so damn tired of it not being an issue that people want to talk about. I'm so damn tired of being left behind because it is not a hot button issue. I'm tired of it. I mean, we're at the end of this episode, and I will tell you, who the fuck cares what Aaron Rodgers said about Jimmy Kimmel? Who the fuck cares? Why is that news? Who gives a shit? You know who gives a shit? Nobody. But you know who needs to give a shit? Everybody when it comes to these kids, because they are left behind every single day. And the families feel the way that we felt, and they feel the way that we feel every day because we're treated like freak shows. We're treated like circus acts and train wrecks that you just can't look away from. And you feel the need to be involved until the show's over. And then you don't want to be a part of it. Next week, guys, I'll try to come up with some other ideas to speak about. If you have any ideas for what you'd like the podcast to cover, if you have anything and a question about our life and our battle with cancer that you'd like me to talk about, I will do that. Just put it in the comments, and I'll see you next week. Thanks so much, guys.